Welcome to another edition of Trail Runner Nation. My name is Don Freeman.
And I'm Scott Warr. And if you've spent any time in our trail and ultra world, you've probably heard the name Iron Mike, Mike Wardian. He's a runner who seems to bend the rules of what a human body can do. Mike's a guy who once ran 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. Then he came home and he won a 135-mile race across the scorching Keys. He set world records pushing a stroller, running marathons in costume, and even running a marathon every day across the United States, covering 3,234 miles in 61 days. But here's the key. Beyond race bibs, Mike, his true magic lies in his love for pure adventure, running for the joy of exploring and seeing what's possible with his fitness. Today, we're going to dig into his greatest non-race adventures and why they might inspire your next big run. So first question for you, Mike, and this is going to pull on, I don't know these stories real well, and maybe we'll get into some, but here's the question. Between rogue peacocks, iguana traffic jams, a runaway porta potty, you seem to attract chaos. So my question is, what is your favorite I can't believe this just happened moment from any of your adventures?
I guess, well, you did mention it running across the country, and I also ran the Appalachian Trail in about the same time, like 60 days. I would say the first thing that popped into my head, like unedited, was I was running across the country, like in the middle of, I think, Kansas, which I don't know if anyone's been to Kansas. I knew a little bit about Kansas. I did not know that Kansas is mostly at elevation, which was surprising. And it's actually like one of the longest states. I was in Kansas for like 10 days, and I started in May and finished in July. So I was in Kansas in the end of May, kind of early July. Like end of May, early June, and scorching hot. And I was doing, you said a marathon a day. I was actually doing about 2 marathons a day. So I averaged like 52 miles a day for 61 days.
Wow.
Yeah, marathon before lunch pretty much, and then another marathon after lunch.
Wow.
And I'm in the heat of the day, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and this lady drives by and she sees me, and it's got to be like 95 degrees and like humid, like no wind flow, just like that kind of like bubbling like tarmac, and she drives by, and then she like swings the car back, and she's like, do you need a ride, honey? And I was like, no. And I was like, I'm out here running, and she's like, okay. And she's like, hey, do you need some water or anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. I have like a big truck, that's following me. I'm fine. And then she like drives away, and then like I'm going down the with against traffic. All of a sudden, I see her coming back up the road, and she stops again, and she's like, I know you're running, but if you just get in the car, I won't tell anyone. And so like I was like, that's not how it works, but I really appreciate it. So yeah, that was like one of those moments that kind of sticks with you. It's like people are trying to do you a solid and really help you out, and yeah, and it just shows how nice people are out there on the roads for the most part. And then of course, I had other people that threw food at me and swerved at me and did all those things, but I kind of like to remember the good things.
Mike, I've got to ask, how many pairs of shoes does it take to run across the United States?
Actually, it was crazy. I was running for Hoka at that time, and I thought it was going to take probably around 20, and it took about 8, actually. I got like about 1,000 miles on one pair of Bondies that I just like, I love. They were in between like Bondi 6 and Bondi 7, and I really didn't love the Bondi 7 heel cup, but I really liked the Bondi 6, and so I didn't have as many Bondi 6s. So yeah, I put about 1,000 miles on that one pair of shoes, and then I was using the Mach 6 also at that time. So those things just got shaved down to like nothing. But yeah, you're not moving super fast, so I mean, you just really need something on your feet in general, which is nice. Why, like now I'm a Teva athlete, so I probably have done most of it in sandals now because like it would really, really help with the heat buildup. So yeah, that's actually something that like I have some big projects coming up, and it'll be fun to have other options now.
I'm curious. I would bet that most of us that are listening, we don't really wear out shoes. Well, maybe we do. So maybe that's not fair. But I think for me, okay, that's the caveat. For me, I don't think I wear out shoes. I mean, I do know that they start to delaminate a little bit, and maybe they get dirty and they start to get holes in the top. But I don't know whether I've ever worn out the bottom of a pair of shoes. And maybe that's because I don't run on asphalt like you do across the United States. But how do you know as you're running across the United States, you said you got 1,000 miles out of one, which was long distance. How do you know when the shoe is done? Do you just look and see that it's no longer has any lugs on the bottom, or can you feel it?
Both. So yeah, well, actually, we were at Hard Rock this year. Teva and I were testing um, a prototype, like a shoe, and by the time I got to 40 miles, oh, you could tell it was worn out. It had like chunks missing out of the sole and like
Wow.
no lugs on half of it. We were testing like this kind of like cool foam, which was awesome for uh, some things. Hard Rock's course was not one of those things. It felt great, but it like if I only had one pair of shoes, I would have been in trouble. So it was cool that I was able to switch into another thing, but it lasted about 50 miles. So yeah, you can definitely wear out some shoes. I'd say the biggest thing is if you start getting like achy and stuff, like that's how I usually know is like if start to get like knee pain or like shin
Yeah.
soreness or something, and you don't normally have that. That's a big telltale sign, or you just don't feel any pop in it. It kind of feels like um, yeah, it just feels like a dead tennis ball or something. Like tennis balls can look great, but like when they lose their pop, they just like stop bouncing as much. And I think that's the same with the foam. Or you can the foam isn't giving anymore. That's a telltale sign if you aren't getting like the complete worn out. But yeah, I mean the shoes now are so well built for the most part. It is kind of hard to kill them, but and I try to rotate them so I get a little bit more. That allows them to kind of come back a little bit between wearing. So, but if you're like wearing the same shoes, like, if you're doing like 2-a-days or 3-a-days or something, and you're wearing the same shoes, I think you can wear them a little bit faster also.
Boy, that was my question for you. Since you've been a high mileage guy at times, do you rotate your shoes? Do you have a lineup that you just put in so that you do get that fair rotation?
I do. It depends what I'm trying to do. Like if I'm testing something for Teva, I won't, just because I want to wear them out or want to try to beat them up and try to hit a certain kind of durability threshold. Um, but yeah, if I'm trying to prolong the life of the shoes, I definitely try to rotate. And then also, I think it just gives your body a chance to um, sit a little different in the shoes, and then also like just it's kind of like if I don't know if you guys ever do treadmill running, but if you only leave the treadmill at like 1% grade, all of a sudden you start to get like after 9 or 10 miles, it starts to like um, your feet just keep hitting in the same exact spot, and you kind of lose your or fatigue a little more than you would if you're like changing the elevation a bit, and it just it can lead to like overuse injuries. And so I feel like it's the same with shoes. Like if you can rotate them, it just gives your body a little bit different stimulus, and I think it's better for your training, and then also saves your shoes. So it's kind of like a win-win.
Now, I've put on a pair of those Tevas that you're talking about. They're very comfortable, but tell me about running on a technical trail. I mean, am I going to get rocks inside of my shoe, or you've solved that?
You mean the sandals?
The sandal.
Are you talking about the sandals?
Yeah, thank you. Sandals.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends. Like I use them on kind of the ones I've been using a lot are the Teva Avon Trail R2Ts, and so it's like road to trails, and they kind of have they're kind of built up and they have a lip around them, so I think it knocks down a lot of the rocks that you're talking about. The other thing is they clear super fast, so if you do get rocks, they kind of like just come in and go out. Whereas like in your shoe, when you get them, sometimes you have to stop and take them off, or you got to wear a gaiter around them. I think on super technical trail where you're like towing in, that's not where I like to use them. Or if you have like very, very steep cambers, um, that is not where I like to use them. But if you have like the West Coast trails, for sure, those are less technical than the East Coast stuff we have here. So, but like really good. Like I like them on bike trails. I like them on like easy, like just casual trails. But we also have a bunch of like just nice, like cushy, like um, yeah, it's almost like C&O Canal. I don't know if you know what that's like, but it's like crushed gravel.
Mm.
It's amazing on those trails, and just kind of like, yeah, gradual, not too much camber. Yeah, they're really, really good for that. But if it's like super technical or it's like super sandy, that's not where I like to use them. Then I'll go with one of the Teva closed toe options.
And one of the reasons we wanted to talk to Iron Mike is that there are times in our running careers that we say, yeah, I've got good fitness, but I don't have any races right now. And in fact, there's a race that's coming up, but it's a ways off. And so what am I going to do in between to keep myself motivated? And thinking of that, there are a lot of things to do with fitness. And Mike really has shown us that. And so we want to talk to him about some of those adventures, ways to keep us motivated, excited, maybe find a partner, take on a challenge, and put something together. So who came to mind when it came to that? Scott and I instantly thought of, well, there's Mike Wardian. Iron Mike has done a million things. They're all interesting. And so that's why we were talking to him today.
I want to ask you one question, and we'll get into some of these interesting. They're all different. They're all just bizarre. You know, I was reading about this running every street in your city. Tell us, how does that even, did someone else do that and you thought, oh, that sounds neat? Or did you just try to draw a picture on your Strava account like people do the Santa figure? How did that start?
Yeah, no, it was. I saw it. I'm sure somebody else had done it before, but I saw Ricky Gates had done it. And I love what he does because I think he's the same way as what you're saying about some of the things I do, is where like he uses his fitness to just do cool projects. And so I saw he did that in San Francisco. Uh, and then I've done it. We have a beach house in Rehoboth in Delaware, and I just like picked all the. I just picked a morning, and then I literally thought it was going to be like, I don't know, 12 or 13 miles, and like about 3 hours in, I was at like 25 miles, and I was like, oh, I still have very, very far to go. And like then you start getting worried, like, oh crap, am I going to miss like a street and then have to go back to it? So you're like, oh man. So I think it's fun just to like challenge yourself like that. And then I did like right below Rehoboth is a place called Dewey Beach that we love, and it's literally like 1 mile down and 1 mile back. But when you run every street going off of that, it turned into like 14, 15 miles. So like it depends on like how much of a chunk you want to bite out. I think I still want to run like all the streets in the county I live in, Arlington, and I think that'll be probably around 700 or 800 miles. So I haven't done that yet, but I've been chipping away at some of it, and it's actually pretty cool. I think there's a website called like City Streets or something, where if you do start to do it, you can kind of put your Strava, you link it to your Strava or your watch data, and then it'll show you like what streets you've done and where you need to go. But I know like a lot of like walkers, and because there's a group here in Arlington called like Walk Arlington, they get the old school maps, and I like that too, where you just kind of like, all right, today I did like, I don't know, like Glebe Road or something, and you just mark that off, and then you just keep going. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do it.
So do you end up with a reputation in town, like maybe where some of the neighbors are standing out with a hose trying to squirt you to stay away from them? I mean, what's your experience with these town people?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I think people know me as like the guy that runs, right? So like they'll see me, or like we were talking earlier, like my pickleball friends will see me at pickleball and they're like, oh, I saw you on Lee Highway this morning or something, running. And now I've actually started running people's dogs at lunch. So I have like a little business where I run people's dogs. So like
I
now they're like,
love it.
oh, you're the guy I see at lunchtime that runs people's dogs. So like, yeah, I don't know. I'm always trying to find fun things to do. And yeah, that's been actually one of my favorite jobs. I've worked in shipping for like 30 years and that business is kind of like suffering at the moment.
Right.
And so I was like, hey, what else can I do and again, it's like with my fitness, it's like I get to do an extra run and I get to, take someone's dog for a fun adventure at lunch. I mean, oh, it like makes my heart so full. Like every time when I see like Stevie and Phoenix and like they get so excited. Yeah, it's like the best.
So, what kind of dog qualifies to run with you, Mike? Because
all right, who runs with Mike Wardian?
Yeah, I have an old basset hound, and he doesn't even like to walk. Just bush to bush, smell,
he could be in
and return him.
Phoenix's group. Yeah, I think Phoenix is in the similar boat. Like I literally run with Phoenix for half an hour and we go about 2 miles. So it's a lot more sniffing than running. But Phoenix can run fast when she wants to.
That's about how far I go with Don. Is he takes me for a 30-minute run and we go about 2 miles. Hey, I don't know if you've seen this. It just popped into my head. There's a guy on, I think it's Instagram or something, and he's hilarious. I can't remember his name. If you're listening, you'll probably know who he is. But he does these crazy 5 and 10K runs. Like he'll say, today I'm going to go run a 5K in an elevator. And so he stays in the elevator and he just runs around in the elevator until his watch says he's run 5K.
I saw somebody making fun of that on top of their refrigerator, so maybe it's the same guy. Yeah, I definitely did. Well, this year, like you were saying about fun adventures, like one day I saw like, maybe I saw somebody ran around like a Buc-ee's or something, and I was like, oh, I have something way cooler than that. So I went down and I did like a 50K around the Washington Monument one morning. So like,
oh wow,
just to set the record, just going around and around the Washington Monument, and it was so cool. Like I sent it to like people that follow me on social, and I was like, hey, I'm down here running on the on the National Mall in front of the Washington Monument. If anyone wants to come, and some guy saw it and he was like 8 miles away and he got there for like the last like 4 miles with me. So like that's fun too, is like when you include other people in your in your adventures. Like so like I'm actually wearing like we did this Taco Bell race, like we saw it in Denver.
Yeah,
so
tell us about that.
Yeah,
I saw that. I didn't know what it was. What is that?
Yeah, so it's like the Taco Bell 50K, and it's kind of like what you're saying about fun adventures. We basically you run 50K and then you have to stop in a certain number of Taco Bells. Ours was 9, and then you have to eat a menu item in each Taco Bell. And drinks don't count. You can't use like Pepto or Mylanta or anything like that. And by the 4th one, you have to eat like a bigger item, like a Crunchwrap Supreme or a Chalupa. And by the 8th stop, you have to eat like a Nachos Del Grande and Burrito Supreme or something. So it was so fun, man. We had and it's totally free. Like we made it free. And we saw it like Denver has one, and so we basically just did kind of what they were doing and just brought it to DC. We had like 1,000 people sign up, about 500 people started, and we had 429 finishers the first year. So yeah, it was insane. Like my buddy Phil Hargis and I kind of did it, and we did it like in a month. Like literally, like we're in that group chat with our friends, and I was like, dude, have you guys seen this Taco Bell thing? And they were like, no. And I was like, hey, would you you guys be interested in doing it? And Phil was like, I'll help you do it. And of course, like he's amazing. So like it was really organized. I was just gonna like put something out and be like, hey, show up on the 29th of November, and I have no idea how many people were coming. Like but like he created all the like a website and all this stuff, and it was crazy. It got like tons of press, and everyone had a good time. Our youngest finisher was 9 years old, which was cool.
Holy cow.
Yeah, we had like a super generous cutoff. So we had over 80 first time like marathon or ultra marathoners. Um, yeah, it was a moment. It was like one of those things that's just super cool.
Did you have to put extra porta potties out along the course?
Actually, no. So the other thing that we did, it was just a class, So it was like uh, no entry fee, no whining, all that stuff. But also like we well, one of my friends that trains with me, Jesse Fuller, like he actually ran the course ahead of time. So we had a GPS track, and we're like, you can go this way, or you can go whatever way you want. And so, like, it was up to people to figure out how they got between the different stops. You just had to go to the stops in order. So, yeah, some people would come in with like 33 miles, and some people would come in with like 38 miles. And yeah, we didn't provide anything, but it was open course. So you could go into like 7-Eleven if you wanted to go to the bathroom, or I went in a bathroom. Somebody like had a porta potty in front of their house. They were working on. Just kind of like zipped in there real quick. It's just like when we go on normal runs, man.
Yeah.
It's like no one's
wherever
putting out porta potties for us. You go where you can.
Now, you mentioned no Pepto-Bismol or anything. Did you get penalized if you did lose your lunch? Or that just reset and then go?
No. It wasn't like a beer mile or something like that where you had to run extra. It was like discouraged but allowed. Whereas if you did like Mylanta or something like that, you just got no finish. And then it was cool. It was kind of like Barkley where you had to bring back your wrappers at the end. And then I was the one that, so you had to bring back your receipts and wrappers. And then I was like my buddy Phil would check you in with your time, and then right next to it, I would be there and I'd check your wrappers. And if you didn't have enough wrappers, I wouldn't finish you. You'd have to go find wrappers in the trash or somewhere and come back.
I love it.
So did you have to wait in line to get your burrito del grande or whatever it might be?
Yeah, there was some of that. So we made it legal where I actually bought all my food on Friday night. The race was on Saturday. So I just had my Nathan bag full of like 5 pounds of Taco Bell. So I just ate cold Taco Bell the whole time. Or so for the first 3, you're allowed to like pre-order, or actually we just made it eventually for any of them. So you could just pre-order. A lot of people didn't do that, but I think that's probably the fastest way. So you just have to eat the Taco Bell at the Taco Bell place, but you could bring it from a different one.
Come on, Taco Bell, raise your game. You need to be out there with a banquet table like an aid station with all the right stuff out there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
a Taco Bell aid station.
They were so good. Like the owners came out and like they were texting pictures to like the CEO. Like it was like the Taco Bells were incredible. Like they really were crushing it. They actually did set out little like cups for people, like an aid station and stuff. It was really cool.
Did they know you were going to do this before you did it? I mean, did you warn them that they're going? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we were getting so much press that it was like they knew, but that also meant like the cops knew and like the city knew. And so then we had a bunch of, drama with them, but it actually worked out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, I want to, there's a story, and I kind of alluded to it in the intro of where you ran into some peacocks. What was that all about?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't remember where that was. I don't know if that was on 7 marathons is what you're talking about, or I've run into peacocks and they're not as nice as you think.
Right.
And then our family went on safari like right before it was kind of like right at the start of the pandemic. And I did like a marathon like with white lions and stuff all around.
Wow.
Like armed guards on each side. And I've done like the North Pole Marathon where they're like polar bear patrols basically. But I'm trying to think of like peacock story. I mean, those things are just like, that's like one of those things where you just got to, you just got to just get big and loud and just kind of be like, please, can I go by? Like I actually sent my buddy a funny video of the Appalachian Trail in the Virginia Highlands. Sorry. That's where like the wild ponies are. And those things do not care about people at all. So like, they're just like taking up the trail. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, can I please get by? Like I'm just waiting for them to like do the boot kick in the chest.
So how do you come up with these? Well, let me keep that question in the back of your mind. You said you had some adventures planned for this coming year. What do you have coming? And maybe then you can weave in how you decided to do these adventures.
And Mike, before you start, and Scott has a number of questions for you, but just keep this in the back of your mind. How in the heck do you do this with your body? So many miles, so many days in a row. That's what I want to know. But go on with Scott's questions and weave mine in there somewhere.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I think some of it is just like being creative and then I like to follow like what other people are doing. So I get inspiration from seeing people like you said, like that guy that like runs 5K in an elevator. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty fun. Like maybe I would do that. Or like I saw a guy that did the run around Buc-ee's or something, like the big like rest stop.
Yeah.
So like that's something like I think would be fun, and we just got one here, so like that might be something I go do soon. It's not scheduled, but I just think that would be a funny way to spend a couple hours. Um, and then I do a lot of fastest known times also, so I think those are fun because those are just kind of like choose your own adventure. This year I did 6 in 7 days. We combined that with a family trip to the British Virgin Islands, and literally I would just go to an island in the morning and just try to run around it or up to the highest peak. So just kind of being creative with where you are and what you can do. This upcoming year, I'm going to try to set the world record. This is actually like breaking news. I haven't announced this yet, but I'm going to soon. So I don't know when this is coming out, but it might be old news by then. But I'm going to do the 7 marathons, 7 days on 7 continents again, but try to do a 50K on each continent. So it'll be,
oh, wow.
I'll be trying to win the marathon, and then I'll just kind of like run an extra 5 miles at the end to try to set the world record for 7 50Ks, 7 days, 7 continents. In April, like one of my sponsors is MedStar Health, and they own Georgetown Hospital, and they work with like a bunch of the pro teams in the area. So like the Wizards, the Capitals, the Baltimore Ravens, and they have a bunch of hospitals. And so I'm going to try to run, well, I am going to run. So I'm going to run from the very lowest point of their hospital system, about 200 miles to the very top, and like stop in different places along the day, along the route in April. And then the big thing I'm getting ready for is to run the Pacific Crest Trail and go for the FKT. So I just need to get the permit. Somehow I was dumb and missed the first round of permits, but I'm hoping that I can get one in the second round.
Hey, Mike, I think if you started running, no one would be able to catch you and give you a ticket. So I think you're safe there. Hey, I want to know, you say you've said a couple times that you've kind of put some of these little adventures and tagged them onto family vacations. How does your family feel about that? Hey, Dad, we want to go to the beach today. Well, no, I got to run to the top of this mountain. I'll see you this afternoon. I mean, how do they respond to something like that?
It was actually great on that trip. Like, I basically had two social media gurus in our sons, Pierce and Grant, and then like Pierce and Grant both are photographers, and so they were actually snapping photos of the different events. So it worked out pretty great. And I mean, we've been doing it ever since they were little, and I feel like it's just kind of part of our family dynamic. So I think they were pretty into it. And then I actually had Pierce ran a little bit of some of them with me. Grant is less interested in that kind of stuff, although he did do his first like turkey trot this year with a friend's dog, because we've been winning the dog race for like the last like 9 years or so. So he ran with a friend's dog. I actually didn't win this year. The lady cut the course, so I lost.
Oh, bummer.
How old is Pierce and Grant?
Pierce is 19 and Grant will be 17 next weekend.
I mean, what a great way to grow up of
Right.
learning social media in a positive way like that, right?
Yeah.
Taking pictures, seeing the feedback, and promoting. There's space for that in any occupation you go into. You need to promote because that's business and that's the world. So, that's a great
Yeah.
on-the-job training that you provided.
Yeah, no, it's been really fun. It's good for them to like, well, it's fun too to just for them to have friends all over the world from running, right? Like they went, well, they've been on all seven continents because of what we get to do in this crazy like endurance space, and um, they've seen the world, and I think it's really allowed them to have a good perspective of like what's out there, and I love the United States, and like I think it's probably the best country in the world. But there are other ways to do things, and they've got a feel for that.
Oh, I thought you had a question.
No.
And I just lost mine. Tell us a little bit about running on 7 different continents. What continents or countries have surprised you that you've just said, this is someplace I probably would have never visited, but because I'm doing this event or this adventure, I went there and went, wow.
I mean, I think the one that comes to, I mean, Antarctica, like I had a feel for what it would be like, but like just the sheer beauty of the place, like it's just stark. Uh, and it feels very high consequence. Like if you get lost or you, uh, yeah, if you don't plan accordingly and you don't do things properly, there's like consequences. And I like being in those type of environments. Like it makes you pay attention and be aware, and then just like the sheer beauty of it. Um, yeah, that one sticks out. And then like for the just crazy uh, juxtaposition of like Dubai, where it's like to know like 50 years ago there was like nothing there, and then now it's like this futuristic um city that's like like has all the modern amenities, like you're like, oh, they have Shake Shack, oh, that's weird, they have Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Do they
like
have
you
Taco
would
Bell
think.
yet, Mike? Do they have Taco Bell?
I'm sure they do. Like, I only ate my first Taco Bell in like 20 years, like 3 weeks ago. So, like, I didn't look the last time I went. I was trying to find hummus and like the stuff you'd be like, oh, that's probably there. But yeah, so I think Dubai, and then just like I think when we were in uh, Spain, in Madrid, like it runs on like an F1 track. And I'd say that's surprising, like how hilly F1 is. Like you think of like a racetrack, it's like flat, but like that's not. I think I got close to like 1,500, 2,000 feet of elevation gain over the course of a marathon on the F1 track.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was kind of, yeah, surprising. You're like, oh, I didn't realize there would be that much climbing in this race.
Running all over the world in many different places, have you found that people are welcoming to running, or is there some people that say, and I would say it in an accent if I wouldn't insult anybody, like, what is this guy running from? Maybe we should help him, or is it pretty much recognize that this is a thing people do?
I think everywhere I've ran, it's pretty much something that people see. I think in some of the very remote places, people are like making sure you're okay. Like I remember I did a 400-kilometer race across the Gobi Desert, and like it was weird. Like we kept running into like nomads and like just truck drivers. Actually, like it's like a route that they take to like get a like goods and services, and they kept stopping us and trying to offer us like sweet tea,
Mm.
and like they were very concerned for our safety. So I think like it's something that people see, and I think that in some of those places when you're just very far from anywhere and they're like, I don't understand how this person got here, then they're more just like worried for you and trying to be helpful. And it's kind of like the story I was telling you about the lady when I was running across the country. It's like, why is this person 50 miles from the nearest town and I don't see anything near them, and they have like a little water bottle, and maybe I need to help them. So like I think it's mostly just coming from a place of goodness.
Mike, have you tracked the number of total miles you've run, or do you have a sense or an estimate of how far you've run through your life?
Oh my God, yeah. Actually, I only know I don't normally track that, but I was the focus of a paper when I ran across the country. MedStar did a study on me as I was running, and they asked for that information. And I think it's a maybe a month or two old, but I was at like 137, no, 235,000 miles. It was like halfway to the moon. So whatever that
Wow.
is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just looking it up. Yeah, it's 127,000 miles. Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot. It worked out to like a little bit over 3,000 miles a year for like 25 years. Is that right? I don't know. Yeah, somebody that's listening that actually has a calculator that can do the math. But
It's
yeah,
not this. It's not the person that's on mile 70 of their 100-mile run. They're not going to do the math.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
No,
So
Mike can probably
yeah,
do
it was
math at
pretty
mile
cool.
70. So that
Yeah,
leads to my
it was a lot.
question that I said a bit ago. How in the heck can you do this with your body? How do you avoid injury, or how do you resolve injuries? What makes this happen?
I know a lot of people. I mean, I get this question all the time, especially like I'm an older athlete now. I'm 51. So and I've been doing like big volume and lots of races and events for since I started kind of running professionally. I started running just to stay fit in like 1995, and then by like 2000, I'd say I was, kind of sponsored and starting to do more of that stuff. So it's been 25 years of kind of I was still doing like high volume, but like before like 2012, it was always like 100 miles a week. Um, so like I think I've noticed ever since I got like very seriously injured, like I don't actually have to do as many just straight up miles, and I add in a lot of strength training. I add in a lot of like cross training. Um, I just like you were saying, like fun challenges. Like I just in I think it was just July 25th, I did 100 burpees a day for 100 days, and I am still doing it now, and it's well past 100 days. I think I'm at like 140 days, and like just like finding different ways to move your body in space, I think is super helpful. Uh, and then like doing what you need to do to be able to accomplish the goals you want, right? So like if I'm trying to run a super fast marathon, like that's going to be more track work, more like tempo runs, more of that kind of stuff. If I'm doing hard rock, that's going to be kind of more slower climbing stuff, or like overnight long runs. So kind of training specifically for what you're getting into, I think makes a big difference and keeps you motivated. Like that's I think something that I found is like I like mixing it up. Like tomorrow I have a race that's going to be super fun. It's with a boat club here in town. You row 10K, run 10K, and then it's 30 times up and down the exercise steps. So like I heard about this like 5 years ago now, and I think the first year I was sixth, and then fourth, and then third, and like so I've been trying to win this stupid race, but like the rowers kick my ass so bad in rowing. Like I, I have to make up like 10 minutes in the 10K, and usually I'm damn close, and then it's just that battle up and down the I don't know if you ever seen the movie, where the priest gets pushed down those stairs, but those are like right by our house in The Exorcist, and so like it's about 3 levels. So I think at the end you got about 1,000 feet of climbing or something. So it's quite a bit up and down.
Mike, you it doesn't seem like you specialize or have a favorite distance or type of race. Do you? Is there a distance that you think this is what I really love, or are you okay going out for the turkey trot on Thanksgiving for 5K or 10K, and then, doing a 135 Gobi Desert March or whatever?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at most things. Like, yeah, I ran just like a week ago at TRE. I ran the 16:16 like 5K, and then came back that weekend and uh, you know, well, the weekend before I was doing like 50K. So like, I feel like I have good fitness to be able to do a lot of things. I think like if I um had to like choose one event. Like I set the American record for 50 to 54 this year in the 50K. I think that's a really good distance for me. Uh, Up to about 100K. I was second in the world in the 100K earlier in my career, and was a bronze medalist a couple times in the 50K. So like I think 50K to 100K. But I think as I've gotten older, like I've won some 100 milers, and I feel like I have good fitness for that. And then some of those backyard ultras, like during quarantine, I won the backyard ultra. Um, I don't know. I don't try to like limit what I can do. I just try to do a lot of different things that interest and excite me. But I feel like if I was only able to do one thing, I'd say marathons. I'm still really good at. Like, I just qualified for the age group world championships in Cape Town with some of the marathons I did to get ready to try to set the 50-mile American record this fall, and I ended up the 50-mile national champion for 50 to 54 age group. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm best at, but I'd say probably between 50K and 100K distance. Um, but then, it depends on the event.
I've always admired, and I've been following you on social media since we first met. One of the things, and maybe this is your superpower, is you post on social media a lot of what you do not running. You're in the gym, you're using a medicine ball, you're doing body weight stuff and doing all sorts of flexibility and strength stuff. How did you get into that? Did you have a coach? Do you have a coach doing that, or is it just something that you thought, hey, I think this is going to benefit my running, I'm going to figure it out on my own?
No, I actually worked with a guy named Jesse Fuller, and he basically was like, "You're a really good runner, but you can be stronger and more flexible." And like, I still suck at all the things runners suck at. Like, I can't touch my toes, and uh, I can't, sit crisscross applesauce, and I struggle with like standing on one leg. Like you would think I'd be really good at it from all the stupid running I do, but like if you make me go slow and add weight and put me in an awkward position, like I have to build up all those tendons and strength around the knees, and um, yeah, I think it's just makes you a more resilient athlete, right? And I think that's what we need to be as runners, and then just as people being able to move through the world. So like I want to be, the 100-year-old guy that's still out there. Oh yeah, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I did like the Senior Olympics this year. It was my first time being able to do it. I did like 45 events and I won 41 medals, and so I set the like all-time
Holy
record.
cow.
But like I was like battling against people in my age group, but then I'm like doing wee bowling against like 100-year-old ladies, and like it just makes me excited for like all the years coming forward, like all these different things I got into. I did like horseshoes, I did Scrabble, I did like poker. So like there's so many cool things that we have the opportunity to do, and so I'm going to try to do as many of those things as I can.
Can you rewind just a little bit? I've never heard of this, where there's all these events out there for us to go to. Just tell us about what
Oh my
is
God,
this?
yeah, you should find it, man. Yeah, you should totally find it. Ours is called the Northern Virginia Senior Olympics, but they have it like, I think there's like a national one, so you can do like pole vault, or not pole vault, like high jump, shot put. I did discus, I did like javelin. They had a walk that I was like so stoked, dude. One of the guys was so fast, like he was crazy fast, but I ended up third. Uh, and then, of course, like the running stuff, I did pretty well. I think I won all those. But it turns out, like, if it's under 200 meters, like, I'm not very fast. Like, I was losing to guys that didn't look like they could run, but they were they, they had those fast twitch muscle fibers that I guess it takes me 200 meters to get warmed up. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
What qualifies you as a senior? I mean, what age? I know I would qualify. I got it, Scott. You don't have to say that. But what age does senior start?
For it's 50. So I wanted to do it last year, but I was on the Appalachian Trail, so I missed it. So this was my first year getting to do it. So I'm 51 this year. So uh, yeah, I got to do diving, got to do like swimming. I, yeah,
wait, back up.
it was amazing.
Diving, does that mean like you're on a springboard or a platform and you're doing like, twists and
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
you know how to
You
do
can see
that?
it.
Did you know how to do
No,
that
I
before?
had no idea how to do it. No, I literally like rucked up and like I had no idea. And I thought you only had to do like one dive. You have to do like 6 dives. So like I was like backwards pencil, and then I was like, I can backflip, I can do front flip, and then I tried to do a pike, and it looks so like I should send you the picture. Like my pike looks so good, but what you don't see is like I went like this and I like belly flopped. So like, but
Hey,
yeah,
Michael, you just gave me the hope of my life. Maybe I could set the world record or get a medal in the backwards pencil.
oh, dude, going off the 3-meter board backwards pencil is scary. I'll tell you. Good luck with that.
Mike, do you get to pick your events, or do you have to do one of everything? I mean, because I might,
Oh no,
I
no,
might
yeah,
not want to
no,
do
no.
backwards pencil.
Most people only did like 1 or 2 things, but like I think it was like $20 and you could sign up for everything, and like then it became like three weeks of like a scheduling, like because sometimes like mini golf and like croquet were at the same time, so I'd be like, ah, crap, I can't get to both. Like, which one am I going to go to? So I think I could have like if I was able to like clone myself, I would have been able to try to get even more.
Mike was going for the value meal there. He was going to $20. He could get 40 events in there.
Oh my God, it was so fun. But like now I got to meet like all these cool people. Like it was so neat. And then I kept seeing people at different events. They'd be like, "Oh, you're the guy from croquet," or "You're the guy from badminton."
There's Mike Wardian, the guy from croquet. I thought I would
Yeah.
never hear that in my entire life. There goes Mike Wardian, the guy from croquet.
Yeah. That was actually a hard event, man. Some of them were like, yeah, it was I've only played like in your backyard. I didn't know all the like kind of like crazy rules. Like if you hit it, you get to go again, and uh, yeah, so like that was fun. I made a good run for the end, but I ended up 4th, so I didn't get a medal, and it was actually the last event. So that tapped me, I think, at 40 or 41.
So, Mike, I really don't know this part of your history. Do you know how to crochet? Did you just go in there and wing it?
I don't think they did not have crochet.
Oh.
They did have they had something like jigsaw. Yeah, like jigsaw puzzle. Like
wow.
you could do singles or doubles, and then yeah. I did do Scrabble, but like I said, I run dogs, and so like I won my first game, and then they're like, "Okay, we're gonna be here for the next 5 hours," and I was like, crap, I gotta go like run 2 dogs." So I was like, "I'm out of here."
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, Scott, let me ask this.
Yeah.
So if you win, what do you get? I mean, I heard you mention medal earlier. Is that part of the victor?
Oh yeah, I mean for the Northern Virginia Senior Olympics, yeah, you get a medal. Yeah, it's like a gold, silver, and bronze, and I mean it's basically the same medal. I think they just put a different string on it, like but it's more just cool. It's just cute to like see like these guys ruck up from their like retirement home with like Falcons Landing athlete, and they're like all these like 70-year-old guys, and they're swagged out. Like I just love that.
Oh, that's fun. Hey, I don't want to bring us down a little bit from the jocularity we've been enjoying, but I really want to ask you about this Pacific Crest Trail FKT that you're going for this year.
Yeah.
we live right along the Pacific Crest Trail, and we know some people that have set the FKT before. And I'm just curious how it's very different from the AT, which you've done, in that I don't know whether there's a whole lot of crew access points along the Pacific Crest Trail. Tell us logistically, how are you planning this out? What's your strategy?
I mean, I think it'll be similar to the Appalachian Trail. Like there was actually quite a few long days, so like I think I'll probably, if everything works right, I'll probably have the support of a crew person, so probably hopefully two crew people, and then I'll if I can get people to run with me. I know that's how like Carl and Tim Olson did it. Is they had like basically like pacemakers slash mules for some sections. But if not, I'll just try to go on my own, and I'm pretty comfortable being out on my own for a long time. Like it just makes you a little bit slower if you're carrying everything. So like the more people I can get to help, offset the load, kind of like what Tara did on the Appalachian Trail. She basically had somebody like carrying or with her like pretty much the entire time, and so that's kind of my plan. Is once I get my permit and kind of know my dates, is to like have a sign up sheet and hopefully have like it's been cool. Like when I've done some of these big projects, like a lot of people have been lucky, or I've been lucky enough to have a lot of people come out and want to try to support. And so, like, if I can kind of get that community behind me, I think that would be super helpful because I'm going to go for supported, not unsupported. So, if yeah, the more people that can help, the better. And then, yeah, just try to go as fast as I can. I think it's about 56, 57 miles a day for 46 days. So it's big miles for me. And I'm kind of looking forward to that challenge. I've always had work. When I did the run across the country, and every time I'd get somewhere, I'd have to like stop and answer emails and text or like do some offers. And same with the Appalachian Trail. And if work slows down, like that'll give me that chance to kind of like fully focus on it, which I think will be a nice experiment to just see how big. Oh, sorry, shit, sorry, I lost you guys. How big of miles I can do each and every day.
Boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. I assume you're going north to south. I mean, south to north.
It depends on what kind of permit I can get. Like,
Okay.
I'm pretty open to doing any. And like you were saying, like, how do I make it work with my family? Like, my family wants to do a trip, and so like based on the dates of when we're hopefully doing the trip, then I'll have the ability to do the run.
Boy, what a great episode to just talk about. I've become a trail snob over the years, and rarely do I put on my shoes and go out the front door and run around the neighborhood or run down the street. And it's a burden I have to bear. I just don't like running on the pavement. But I'll tell you, you've motivated me to say, maybe I'm gonna take this section of my neighborhood and run every road, every street in that neighborhood, and that would give me a purpose to go out and hit the pavement. And it's just fun to listen to all your different adventures because there's so many different things that we can do. We know that you're a big pickleball player, and that's another thing that you've taken your fitness to is to becoming a sponsored pickleball athlete. And you're real inspiring. It seems like that you are curious about running, even though you've run, what was it, 170,000 miles? What was it?
I feel like it's like a fish story. It just keeps getting bigger. Like I'll actually have to I'll send it to you. I think it was like 127,000, 130,000 miles.
A lot of miles.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah, it's roughly 125,000.
I heard it was an out and back to the moon. That's what I heard earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Supported. He couldn't do it on his own.
Yeah. I'm mostly supported. Actually, I do want to, I keep putting this out there, but I do want to run in space. So if anyone's listening to this and they have a mission that's going to the space station or something, let me know. Like I'm down to be a part of it.
Elon Musk is a frequent listener.
I saw that he was a big Patreon
Yeah,
subscriber,
he
right?
is. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got
No,
my first Tesla, so it's actually oh my God, I love it so much.
well, Scott pointed at me. You and I could talk offline for hours because I just love that car. I mean, there's
Yeah,
nothing I don't like about it.
yeah, it's like I've been wanting one for so long, but man, the full self-driving, I don't know if you have that. It's like
Yep.
insane. Like, yeah, I'm a total show. Like, I would recommend it to anyone. Like, it's unbelievable. I feel like
And the
my
way that
parents should have it. It would just drive them around to their like doctor's appointments and everything. Like, just amazing.
yeah, my plan is to get his Optimus one day when it comes out to drive me around in his car. That would be just fine. So,
Michael,
oh, before we close, I just want to, since we're throwing out ideas, and maybe this is already on your plan, wasn't it Dean Karnazes at one point was to get inside of some kind of balloon ball and run from San Francisco all the way to Hawaii, something like that? Am I mixing?
Yeah, I feel like I've tried those before, and I just get turned upside down and end up like just hot and sticky. I did not even make it out of the harbor, so I need to get better at that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with my rowing across the Atlantic in 2027. That's like the big water project for me.
Oh, that's great. Well, hey, Michael, thank you so much. We'll make sure that we put your social media stuff in this description or the show notes. If you're not following him, you should, because there's a lot of good stuff. Even the gym stuff. I look at some of that and I go, "Hey, I can do that. I can do that in my living room. I'm going to do some of that." And so it's very inspiring. We appreciate you coming on and helping us enjoy our fitness a little bit better.
And if you're listening and you have a skill set in being a troll, you might want to throw some things out there to convince Mike he should do it. I mean, he even considered running around 5K in an elevator, which I'm not sure what you tell the other occupants you're doing, but I'm sure you've got that worked out.
Yeah, I feel like that's when you find like a buddy. Like my old boss used to have one in his house that you could just go up and down in, or just log it in place. But yeah, I think it'd be more fun to do it in public. Like just get one of those big ones in like New York.
Yeah.
Go up and down in the Empire State Building or the Sears Tower. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Well, we're glad that you successfully completed the Taco Bell run, and we wish you luck on the 2026. If someone's interested, they're in the Arlington area and they want to participate next year in the Taco Bell run, is there a website set up? Is there a secret handshake that you need to have to get into that?
It might be like
no, man. It's completely free, man. It's TacoBellDC50K.com, so you can just Google it or type it into whatever search browser you use, and it should come up. And it's just a totally like janky little site, but it has the link to the forums and the rules, and yeah, you can sign up. We haven't decided to make it live yet, but we're pretty sure we're going to do it. We just need to figure out the logistics. Like I said, it got a little tricky with some of the places we ran through, so they're a little bit worried about it. We had 500 people this year. If we have 1,000 people next year, we just want to make sure everyone's safe and has a good time and follows all the rules.
You might have to start doing some qualifying events. You prove that you can
a lottery for the Taco Bell.
And you bring your 10 finished wrappers that you did all in one setting, and if you can't do that, you can't join the race.
Oh my gosh, I like it. Like, yeah, it's like Boston Marathon. We can make ours like well, we were actually thinking, because of all the different people, like having different people start at different places, so it could be kind of like a game, right? So you could have like 100 people at one, 100 people at another, and then if you overtook people or not. But we wanted everyone together just to have that sense of community, and I think we'd like to kind of keep that if we can. But yeah, So we want it to be inclusive rather than exclusive. So like the more people that sign up, the better.
And then have Taco Bell mark some of the wrappers that are big winners. And if you get one of those, you turn it in at the end and you get $50 worth of free Taco Bell for that year if you can successfully turn that one in. Big promotion.
Oh, like a golden wrapper. Oh,
right.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. Actually, I would say like one of my favorite parts of the race was just seeing all the different ways people carried the wrappers. Some people, like exactly like you said, like literally they had all 9 wrappers that fit in the palm of my hand. Other people literally came in with all their trash. It was like 9 different like bags with like napkins and like Diablo sauce and like they're like, oh, the wrapper's in there somewhere. And some people actually labeled like this wrapper was for a Chalupa Supreme at stop number 1. So it was like that was actually one of my favorite parts, was just seeing like how different people's brains work and how they participated. Also, like I just want to get people like proper like hydration packs. Like I run with Nathan. I had like a very fancy like bag with like water bottles and stuff. Like some people are just running in their like high school like backpack, or like they just have like a Jan Sport from 1980. So like I think maybe if we could just get some like Nathan to give everyone like a proper bag, I think that might help too. But the cool part is everyone made it for the most part. Like we had really good turnout.
That's awesome.
And it was funny. Like for the people that didn't make it, we my buddy Phil thought this up. So we have a section on the site that says like frozen burritos, and so like if you like DNF'd or like you decided to stop or you got lost, we still listed them as participants. They just are frozen burritos.
Was your finishers rate greater than a lot of these ultra runs that we know about? Some ultra runs only get 43% finish rate.
Yeah, I think ours was like in the high 80s. Like,
well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like
they weren't motivated properly, Don. I mean, if you're running for a chalupa,
it's time for us to start rethinking our aid station stuff. We need some Taco Bell.
Well, and I'll tell you, they last a lot longer than I thought. Actually, I don't know if you know Keith Nippling. He's like one of the Virginia Happy Trails, like big head honcho guys. They put on like a bunch of really cool trail races in our area. You've seen a lot of their athletes all over. Like it's a really big running group. And I remember he would always like have Taco Bell in his drop bags, and I'd be like, dude, that's just crazy. And now having done it, I'm like, Keith was onto something. Like this was like 1992 or something. It's like way back. So it's been around for a while. I do want to have like one of the cool things, just like while we're shooting the breeze, but like I think it would be fun to have like an old school ultra where you can't use any like engineered like products. It's just like maple syrup, and like you have to like duct tape it to your hand, and just like honey and like Mountain Dew and like only stuff you could get before like 1976. So you'd have to put like an arbitrary date, and so like no like super technical clothes. It's just like burlap sacks and like whatever.
Scott, I think
that's what Lazarus Lakes uses currently, and even Gordy Ainsley. I think that's what they wear and use right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's funny.
I think we finally answered the question, Scott. How does Iron Mike do this? And it's obvious it's because he has fun. He just loves it.
Yeah. And it's contagious, Mike. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So whatever you do, just put on your shoes, go out and fun, and run
Mas.